Hello and welcome to the Springfield Training Podcast. I'm your host Tom Harding. Our aim with this podcast is to bring you interviews and insights into work-based learning, the skills that you can gain from completing an apprenticeship or just your general job, what apprenticeships are and how they can be good for the individual and the business, and we're also going to talk about career development.
So where are you based on?
In Morley.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Go on, were you going to say something?
Yeah, I know Springfield, obviously there used to be a Springfield training in Hull, and I know that Noel had taken that on. I didn't realise whether it was still based in Hull or whether they're taking it elsewhere, so obviously Morley's more towards the area that where Noel's originally from, isn't it? So he's over that end, isn't he?
Yeah, so it's in Leeds now.
Right, got you. Everything going alright?
Yeah, everything's good, yeah. Yeah, really well.
So are you working with apprentices directly as well? Is it just, or is it more of a general training that Springfield are doing? Is it to open to all ages and that?
Yeah, all ages. We pretty much have a range of apprentices going on, so yeah.
Alright, okay, cool. As long as it's going well. I've not seen Noel face to face for quite a while, but not a number of him quite a while, obviously, for what's gone on. But even before that, it's probably been a good year, 18 months before the pandemic had arrived. So yeah, it's been a while since I've seen him.
All right.
Pass on my regards the next time you speak to him.
Yeah, I will do. He can probably hear us. He's only next door.
I'm surprised I can't hear him.
So, I suppose we'll just start off.
Yeah, whenever you're ready.
So, do you want to just start by telling us what you do? What your job role is?
Yeah, absolutely. So my name's Mike Notarantonio, and I'm the official title is a Youth Enterprise Officer. So I work for the Hull City Council, and I'm part of a small team that supports the delivery of enterprise skills within schools, colleges, post-16, working with the apprenticeship providers. And we also support young people who are looking to be entrepreneurs or start their own small businesses. So that's my job in a nutshell, really, just developing their skills and helping them progress in a new career completely.
Right. And how long have you done that job?
Well, this job in particular, I've probably been doing it now for, I think it's around 11 years, maybe slightly longer, 11 years, yeah, I think. And I've been working for the Hull City Council for almost 20 years now, until I'd seen, that this was going to be one of the questions you'd mentioned. I didn't realise how long it had been, so it's a big lump of my working life, to be fair. So yeah, around about 20 years for the City Council as a whole.
Yeah. But before we started recording this, you told me you'd been a teacher, so what did you teach?
Well, I was an apprenticeship tutor, so what I did was, prior to the job role that I've got at the moment, I was an apprenticeship tutor delivering MVQs, level 2, level 3, key skills and all the usual stuff that's linked to apprenticeships, working for Hull City Council, but it was their whole training arm. So, and under that banner you've got business admin apprenticeships, engineering apprenticeships, catering, anything to do with the hospitality side of it, and the area that I was specifically linked to was the sound making, graphics and printing side of it.
Yeah.
So I was delivering the apprenticeships on that side for a good maybe 9 years. Yeah, just around about 9 years delivering those for whole training. And obviously prior to that, I was worked in industry, so I was in the sound making and graphics sector, really. Making and producing sounds, graphics and printing using various equipment, and even getting out on the road and getting them all over the country. So I've got sort of a practical background, which I then progressed into becoming an apprenticeship tutor for that particular training course. So yeah, that's what I was doing prior to the other.
Right. Did you do an apprenticeship yourself before becoming a tutor?
Well, yeah, back in the day, I mean, it was. I think when I left school, I was probably about 1985, something like that. So the apprenticeship, the main apprentices that you got in there was all your trades, really. Whereas nowadays you've got a lot more options on apprenticeships to be able to get into. Whereas back then it was either you'd go into a trades apprenticeship, so you'd be either a sparky or a plumber or an engineer or something like that along the lines of that. And I started on a youth training scheme, which was the old sort of entry into employment type thing. So I did a year on the youth training scheme, and I had a work placement to be a plumber on an apprenticeship. And because it was a small plumbing firm, they didn't have the opportunity to take on full time when I'd done my 3 or 4 months trial period with them. But they got me a full-time job basically. All I had to do was turn up at Sign Makers, which was one of the larger ones in the whole of the time, John Spencer Signs, and just turn up for an interview. And I was gutted because I wanted to be a plumber. that was where I thought my career path was leading, because I did enjoy the work with the guys I was working with, the other plumbers, and we got on really well. And the boss there was really, really happy with the way I'd progressed with him, but he just couldn't afford to take on another employee at a particular time. So, which is really why fate sort of took me down the sign making avenue, and so there was no real apprenticeships then. But when I did the sign making, it was almost like a 3-4 year training period, so very similar to an apprenticeship, but without all the the actual formal certificates and the rest of it that went with it. That all came a little bit later on. I mean, probably I was maybe 7-8 years into my work role, working in science and graphics, when the apprenticeship started to develop a lot more, and the young people that were coming through to us then all did a proper apprenticeship where they did all the individual units and the optional unit of whatever their skill base was. So yeah, it was a little bit different when I started it, but very similar process, but just without the formal certificates.
Yeah, so we've sort of learned about, my next question was how did you get to where you are today, but we've sort of covered that.
Yeah, I mean it was, I mean, what I would say, the only thing that I've done that would be different to what I've already mentioned is, because of my job role now being in enterprise and entrepreneurship, when I left industry and moved into becoming an apprenticeship tutor, because I'd gained so much experience from the making the signs and graphics and printing, I basically made sure that even though I was going to a brand new career path with delivering apprenticeships, I needed that backup. If it didn't work, I had my teaching qualification and the rest of it, but I thought if it doesn't work out, I could always go back into industry and get a job again, which was fine. But I thought this was an opportunity for me to create my own business as well. So what I did, I sort of left industry and then created Mulberry Signs. So I've got my own sole trading sign company as well, you see. So, and I've got a real big workshop that my brother, who's a builder, he built a workshop for me. I kitted it out with all the equipment that I'd need to be able to produce my own signs. And I've got a great relationship with all the sign companies, and also sort of the trades look after each other. So as long as you're doing I was doing my normal job, my full-time job, delivering apprenticeships, but then I also had the backup of weekend work, evening work, to be able to do my own signs as well for people, for customers, whether that be vehicle graphics, shop fascias, whatever you need on that side of it. It was quite handy for me to have my official sole trading company set up running alongside my business, which is a real nice option to have. I mean, obviously you've got to do your tax returns every year and the rest of it that goes with it, but for the little bit of hassle you've got with that side of it, it works out really well. And my job now, I'm able to speak to young people and say, if you're doing an apprenticeship now, or if you're working full time now, there's no reason why you can't look at creating your own little business, whether it be an online business nowadays, because things have changed massively. With the market is out there, people can buy and sell things online all the time now. So there's a lot more being able to sell further afield than it would be like when I started doing mine. Mine was mainly a whole customer base, but you can do a lot more widespread stuff. So I encourage people now, with the young people that we work with, that even if you're working on an apprenticeship or if you're working full time, wherever it may be, there's no reason why you can't create your own little enterprise and go down the route of having a second income, if you like, by doing it that way.
Yeah. So what do you love about your job?
Probably because a lot of the young people we're working with are coming with their own ideas, and just being able to give them some tips and tricks and a little bit of training and a bit of encouragement into why their idea could work. Some have got a long way to go before they can get to the point of starting their own business completely, which is going to be earning them an income that's going to be perfect what they need to earn every week or every month. But taking their ideas and they're sort of feeling not as confident as you'd like them to be, and then helping them build their ideas up and getting to the next stage where they do go on and suddenly start making, selling, producing, providing a service for somebody, and making a go of it themselves, because quite a lot of the young people we work with, some of them have been long-term unemployed for quite a while, or they're struggling to get into an apprenticeship, or they're struggling to get into a job. So they're looking at other ways of creating an income. So it's nice to be able to give them a bit of support whenever possible, we manage to get them a little bit of grant funding to to get them started as well. So I think the best part about the job is just seeing somebody who comes to us as quite shy and reserved, flourishing in in the space of a year. You can see where the journey they've travelled on is brilliant to see how well they've done for themselves. Obviously, not everybody makes a success of their own business, but I think the journey they've been on when they're trying to do something for themselves, it's just another opportunity to build a skill base up, which they can carry then into future job interviews. So it's just helping people progress from where they are at the moment, I think, is the best part of it.
Yeah, that sounds good. Do you think the apprenticeship sector, like as a whole, will face any challenges now, like as we come out of lockdowns? I know we're talking about COVID. You can't get through anything without talking about COVID these days.
Absolutely, I do genuinely think there will be challenges, but there'll also be a lot of opportunities as well. I'm still involved with I mentioned I was the sound making tutor with Hull Training previously. I'm still their internal verifier for the actual course that's delivered by the other tutor now. So I keep in close contact with them, and I know that during COVID it was very difficult because obviously a lot of employers were on. There was all on shutdown and lockdown, so there was a lot of people not working, so it was difficult to get any new apprentices in, or apprentices to get any work whatsoever, or they'd been on furlough, so they was only doing, minimum hours whatsoever. So there was a lot of challenges during COVID, but after speaking to the guy who's running the apprenticeships at the moment for the sound making course, he's absolutely inundated with businesses and companies wanting apprenticeships. So the numbers on the course is probably at its highest it's been for maybe 7, 8, 9 years, because we used to have huge numbers on the course, but it dwindled away as things started to change. But for some reason, I know for a fact that a lot of the trades, a lot of the building trades are amazingly busy at the moment. The sound making trades are amazingly busy at the moment. So everything's starting to pick up. So although there will be challenges, I do think a lot will depend on how things change with the roadmap, how we come out of COVID and if the restrictions are lifted. But a lot of things have created opportunities. Say, for example, the sound making, because I can relate to that. They're so busy now because they're producing the types of signage that they'd never produced before. Because there was no need to be putting signs about social distancing, flow graphics about the social distancing, wearing face masks, all the rest of it. So it has been an opportunity for a lot of companies, and it's the same with the building trades. A lot of things have been changed within buildings to allow for more space and extensions, and people are doing a lot more at home as well. So even though there will be challenges, I do think there's going to be a lot of fantastic opportunities, which is great for young people, because if it's busier, there's going to be more opportunities for them as well to be able to get onto that career path and the way they want to go, really.
Yeah, definitely. Coming away from that, I'm looking at your name, and it looks a bit Italian.
Yeah.
Are you a football fan by any chance?
I am a massive football fan. Yeah. This and obviously I know I know what you're leading with this. Obviously, Sunday's a massive game, and I've waited for so many years for England to get into any kind of Euros or World Cup final, and I've seen them fall at the semi-final stage too many times now. So for them to get through last night was brilliant. But the night before that, I'm not gonna lie, I had my Italy shirt on as well, because I've got sort of like split allegiance there. But if it comes to it, the name's Italian. I've got family in Italy, but I wound a few of my mates up on social media by just like getting the Italian badge on and a few photographs just to wind them up. Out there to wind them up, what have you. But in all honesty, I'm buzzing, because it's like a local derby for me. This now, it's almost like the two teams that I would like to get into a final of there and there. But top and bottom of it all, it's got to be England all day long for me, and I'll take a scrappy 1-0 win or anything just to get us another trophy. And I know that I've got Italian relations that will probably go completely the other way, but for me, I've got a lot of family in Birmingham as well, and obviously with the same surname, and I've got some cousins who are Albericis, because that's another Italian name, so they're all split exactly the same. But it's nice on Sunday. We're going to have a barbecue here at mine and with a few friends around, and I think I'll have both shirts on reserve, just in case I need to drag one out just when it gets a bit tasty.
Sounds good.
So I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully we can get the result that we need.
Yeah, I think it'll be a very tight game. I think it could even go down to penalties.
It could well do it, and it could be a tight quite a defensive game, but and I'm not bothered. I'm not bothered if I'm honest. I'm just so pleased that England's got there. I don't think so. Let's just take it one more step. It'd be absolutely amazing. I've actually booked Monday. I'm booking Monday off on annual leave.
I have as well.
I have got a meeting at 11 o'clock, so I'm going to book annual leave, and I've got a Teams meeting, so I'm going to go into that. But I don't think I'll have my video switched on because I'll probably look a bit worse for wear, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I've put the whole day off.
Yeah, probably the best thing to do, to be fair, Don. Yeah, definitely. So, but yeah, hopefully, mate, we'll get the result, and fingers crossed for that, definitely, without a doubt.
Yeah.
So, good stuff.
Going back to the podcast then, I just had to get that in there because I need to know who your allegiance was with.
Yeah.
What profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
I mean, we just touched on the football, to be honest with you. I mean, when I was a young kid, I was an okay footballer, and I had like my trials and what have you with the professional clubs and it just didn't work out because back then it was the big bruising, tall, strong players that I was after rather than like you get now. So I missed out on that career, although I played at like a semi-pro level around the area and travelling across Yorkshire and what have you and the region. But I think I've done a lot of coaching with my own three daughters. I've gone from playing football from being 7 and 8 years old.
Yeah.
So I started a club up, for the coaching side of it, and the enjoyment you get out of coaching, they've gone right through to ladies and play ladies football now. So I've been coaching for probably 16 years now, 15, 16 years. And when I did my first coaching badges, that would have been a particular path I would have liked to have gone down, because I know a lot of ex-pro footballers do the coaching badges and go into coaching. I think being a professional coach, because it's probably the next best thing to not being a professional player, is being able to coach and see the progression. Maybe not even at the level of the top coaches, but it's just great from a voluntary coach perspective that I've been doing. It'd have been great if I could carry that into like a paid role, because it's a job that you love doing. I mean, you don't do something for 16 years voluntarily if you're not enjoying what you're doing. So if you're getting a young boy or a young girl that's playing football, and you can see their confidence and their skills develop over the weeks and months and years and seasons, it's a fantastic thing to see. And then you've got the ones that have done even better, like one of the girls who played for us, Sophie, she was one of my very first team that we started out. And this literally was, 2006, something like that, I think it was. And she was one of the very first teams that we started, and she now plays for Aston Villa ladies in the Super League.
Oh wow!
And so I got the opportunity to go see her play for England under 17s against Denmark. Amazingly, it was Denmark or Norway, I can't remember what it was, but I got to see her at St George's Park. So to see somebody who you've been involved with the coach and progress and do that, so I think an ideal profession for me would be maybe as a professional coach to be able to push and support other people into the next stage of their journey, whether that be to a top level like Sophie's doing at the moment and knocking on the door of the England team too, or just to somebody who's getting into a local league or a local team and enjoying it that way. It's just a really good opportunity. I would think that would be great for anybody to do.
Yeah, that's really interesting. I wasn't expecting you to say that, to be honest.
Well, I could have said plumber, but it just not as
No.
Yeah, plumber when I was 16, but that didn't work out, did it? So I've left that one go. So, yeah, I enjoyed that, Dom. It was good. Is that everything you need for what you need for your show?
Yeah, that is good.
Okay, brilliant, mate. I appreciate the call, and if you need anything else, mate, or if anything comes up that you're not sure about, just give us a shout. I'm more than happy to have another chat with you.
Yeah, no, I will do. And if I get this sorted and edited, I'll send it over to you so you can listen to it as well.
Yeah, fantastic. And fingers crossed for Sunday, mate. Come on, England.
Yeah, come on, England.
Cheers, Dom.
Cheers, thank you.
Thanks a lot, mate. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you for listening to the Springfield Training Podcast. We'd appreciate if you could like and subscribe to our channel. There's going to be loads of podcasts coming up this year. I'll leave a link to all social channels in the description as well.